What do you mean?
Like you should do a different object every video.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that'd be so funny. That's so funny. Oh, you already started recording.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Hello, everyone. Today...
Be very close to this one.
Yeah, today Nathan decided that we should have 2 mics because we're becoming more professional by the minute.
Mm-hmm.
And his mic is attached to a boot.
Because it's a lapel mic, which also means that you're going to get very inconsistent amount of volume throughout this podcast. It's going to be great.
Yum.
But now it's much more...
You look so funny.
I just don't even know what to say.
It just looks great. If you're watching on YouTube, then yeah.
Oh yeah,
you
if
can
you're on,
see it.
if you're, well, if you're on Spotify too, just open up.
Oh, true. You can
open
see
up the
it.
app. Spotify is weird and fancy now.
You might see this happy behind me. The birthday fell. It's our cat's birthday today, and long story short, I
went out and bought a really expensive happy birthday balloon setup just for the cat. And I was telling her, I was like, we're literally about to file bankruptcy. We're about to have to sell the house. She didn't care. She thought it was worth it.
It's worth it. No, I work for a baby product company, and we had a photo shoot, and there was birthday stuff. And so I had these props in my car after the photo shoot, and I was like, I want to use these for something. And so I saved them, and then they're like really deflated and awful looking, and I just pinned them up today, and I posted them because I thought it was hilarious to trick people and make them think that I spent all this time decorating our house for our cat.
So that was a great example of a lie, which is
gosh.
a definite red flag.
Whoa, that was really good. That was a good segue.
Yes.
It's like you've done this before.
Also, when women spend pointless money on pointless things.
Oh, wow. Whoa. Throwing punches out here. Yeah, like that beautiful segue said, we're talking about red flags today. Basically, a couple years ago, I wrote articles on red flags for Christian women and men, and then green flags for Christian women and men. And they were like my most loved series ever. But the other day, I was looking back at the most successful one, which is the red flags for Christian women, which is what we'll be talking about today. And I just did not, I don't know, there were some things I wrote in there that were insensitive. I didn't love how I phrased things. I also just feel like I've grown in my faith, and I didn't agree with exactly how I phrased them. So I went back through and I edited it and fixed it. I feel good about it now. But now I want to just do that for all 4. And I thought, why not turn it into a podcast and we can talk about it. You know, if you're single, it's very pertinent. But also, if you're married, I find it helpful to be introspective and see what you can improve about yourself. So anyway, we're going to talk about red flags in Christian women today. Like spending money on things you can't afford, like birthday decorations for your cat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think that was number 1, right?
Yeah, that's the biggest one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's the most important one. I think we actually don't need to talk about anything else. That's the whole article, is just that.
Huh. Well, I should have had this. Never mind.
Wow.
I guess better late than never.
Okay, yeah. Anyway, the final list is 7. The first one is red flag number 1. She leans into insecurity. Originally, I had this written as she doesn't believe she's beautiful. And I think that's a really crappy way of writing that, to be honest. Because I've really dealt with a lot of insecurity since writing this blog, and it does not go away when you get married. It does not go away when you're in a relationship. If anything, I've dealt with the worst amount of insecurity in marriage. So I just thought it was like this really insensitive way of saying what I do believe in, like, but I said it very insensitively. So anyway, what I mean by that is that it's a red flag when a woman looks to her spouse or her boyfriend to feel better about her insecurities or to find comfort in that. You should be going to Christ for that. And anytime I went to Nathan for those things, it was not good. Like, maybe I felt better temporarily, but I never felt better permanently. So that's what I mean by that. Red flag. It is not a red flag, in my opinion, to have insecurities, because guess what? If your standards are that high, you are not going to find a single woman who doesn't have an insecurity. It doesn't exist. They don't exist. So, yeah. I just think before I had it phrased like, if you have insecurities, you're a red flag. And I don't think that's true.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I feel like we should preface this by saying it's like these aren't women exclusive red flags, I would say, for pretty much all of these.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It's more, I guess, more pertinent when putting it that way, but regardless, it's definitely a good one. I think it's also just like one of the biggest signs of like maturity is what you think of your insecurities. If you're mature, I don't know, you're able to handle your insecurities in a healthy way when they do come up. Yeah.
Yeah. I would add to that by saying, like, an unhealthy way of handling the insecurity is like, oh, I don't feel beautiful. Immediately go to my boyfriend or my husband and say, do you think I'm beautiful? Can you tell me? Can you tell me? Am I?
Yeah, or like you're super clingy and never want to leave them because you're like insecure about the relationship itself because of what it says about you. So,
Yeah.
I mean, that's why that in itself is like an unattractive quality.
Yeah. And Nathan is super right. Like, every single one of these applies to men as well. And when we go through the red flags for Christian men, it'll be the same. Like, they apply to the women as well. I just picked these specifically because obviously, like, insecurities are a much bigger issue among women than they are for men. So I put them in here. But you can apply every single one of these to both genders, and yeah, they're kind of universal. But anyway, shall we move on to number 2?
Yeah, I see Mr. Struggle.
Oh my goodness.
Mrs. Struggle.
That's such an inside joke.
Yeah.
If you enjoy watching people on YouTube, one of our favorite YouTubers is Cody Co. I mean, some of his videos are not very holy.
Including that one.
But he does a video about these like Christian women who talk about Mr. Struggle. Anyway, just look it up if you're confused and you want to figure out what that means, because it's a very funny video, but again, not very godly. Number 2 we have is she doesn't care for her body. So I included this because I've had seasons of life where I'm not exercising properly, I'm not eating well, I'm not eating enough, or I'm eating too much. I'm avoiding therapy, I'm avoiding communication with family or friends. And I included this because if a woman or a man is not able to take care of themselves, then they're not able to take care of anybody else. And that's just a part of a relationship, is taking care of the other person. So yeah, I would say it's kind of a red flag if someone's not willing to prioritize their own health or taking care of themselves. Yeah, do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's perfectly normal and perfectly healthy for seasons and moments of those to come and pass, and There's nothing specifically wrong if you're going through a time period where it's more difficult to take care of yourself. Again, I would argue that that's perfectly normal. I would say the biggest issue is just when it's for a very long time or never. And it's really just a symptom, right? Like, I wouldn't say in those things themselves, like, oh, it's a red flag if they drink a Coke every single day or something like that. It's kind of a very surface level example, but it's just, it could indicate that they haven't fully realized how valuable their body is and stuff like that. So super contextual, but it's a symptom. Be wise about what it could indicate. And if you, I don't know, are approaching a situation where you're maybe even like talking with a potential spouse or your spouse about something like that, I don't know, just a quick little, how to put it, just like my own personal my own 2 cents. Be curious. Don't be like pushy about it or judgmental. Stay
critical.
curious.
That's a really good point to make. Yeah. It kind of makes me think, when we were first married, Nathan really liked energy drinks. And obviously he's a firefighter, and so has a crippling caffeine addiction. Not crippling. But when we were first married, like, I was raised that energy drinks are like the devil. And then he wanted to have one really often, and I just like came at him super hard. I was like, you shouldn't be doing this. Like, I literally said, like, no energy drinks ever. And it just kind of turned into an argument. I wasn't curious. I was really critical. So don't do that. Because also, like, you're coming from 2 different families, 2 different ways of life, and your standards for health are probably going to differ slightly. Like, we're very aligned on exercise, diet. Like, we're aligned on so many things now, but even still, there are some differences. So I think that's a good way of putting it, is just approaching it with curiosity rather than criticism.
Yeah.
Don't do what I did.
Yeah, it's super contextual. Like, if someone's smoking constantly and never sleeping and you name it, it's like, it's still a symptom, but like, whew.
Yeah.
Like, they're not ready.
Yeah, and I think within the context of dating, like, it's very different. Like, when you're married, you approach that conversation with curiosity and grace. But when you're dating and they're not taking care of themselves, they might just not be ready to date. And like, that's just it. Like,
that's the way the cookie crumbles.
Yeah, exactly. Like, if they're not taking care of themselves the way you want to live fully, don't set the standards that you set for yourself on somebody else fully. But like, if they're not sleeping, I don't know, doing a ton of things that are very obviously unhealthy, and they're not willing to change, or they're just very kind of stuck in their ways, maybe they're just not ready for a relationship. But to summarize this one, it's
do drugs.
Yep, do drugs.
Okay.
Do drugs, kids.
I feel like you're about to say it's contextual.
Yeah, it's contextual.
It's funny because I feel like you can really say that about any of these.
I know.
So keep that in mind. Not all these are even close to absolutes, but like I was saying, maybe it's a symptom. Maybe it's like a little warning light that something could be going on, but that doesn't necessarily mean abandon ship.
Yeah, exactly. What's a red flag is when your washing machine goes off in the middle of a podcast.
Yeah, very specific, but yeah, definitely.
Yeah, when the washing machine sound goes off in the middle of your girlfriend or boyfriend's podcast, drop them like they're hot. You know, it's terrible. You never want that to happen.
Just realizing there's so many things I missed along the way.
Wow. Okay, that was rude. Okay, number 3, we have, she's flirty with almost every guy. So I said like flirting is not wrong. It's like if you're interested in someone and you're single, flirting is not wrong. But I think it's a red flag when like that's the only way you know how to interact with the opposite sex. And that goes for guys too. Like I've known some people in my life who it just feels like they don't know how to interact with friends without flirting. And that, I guess I've seen it happen where like if they're flirting with everyone now, they're probably going to flirt with everyone when you're in a relationship. It's going to likely be innocent, but if you're uncomfortable with that, don't date them. Because, like, it's a hard habit to break, you know?
Yeah, I think this one especially, I can't not think the fact that it's also very contextual.
Yeah.
You know, like, I think it also, it depends on what we're talking about as, like, flirtation or flirting. Like, if their baseline is just being, like, I don't know, very talkative and...
Oh, that's different.
You know, like I said, but it really depends. Like, some people, full-on flirting is just being talkative. But then for some people, you know, it looks a lot different. So, just keep that in mind, I guess, is more what I'm going at. But, yeah, if they're legitimately flirtatious with legitimately everyone, no matter if they're in a relationship or not, yeah, it's obviously not a good sign. They're probably just not ready to settle down.
Also, like, let's say to someone, just being talkative and talking with everybody and being really personable, let's say to you that means flirting, but to the other person maybe not. If that's going to bug you, then you just probably shouldn't pursue that person because they're not doing anything wrong. Like they're being innocent in that. If your threshold for being bugged by that is that high, then maybe it's like, I need to find someone who's on the same page as me. I don't know.
It's almost funny. It's almost like the opposite of that. It's like,
yeah. I know.
When she's not flirty with every other guy.
Yeah, like you were saying, it depends on your definition of what flirty is.
Or what baseline is.
Like, in my head, flirting is like touching their arm and then like, I don't know, making like flirty jokes. It's like hard to define. I don't know.
Well, especially if they're like, I don't know, romantic in style. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
not good to be doing in a relationship. But that's like, I don't know. I feel like we're almost talking borderline about this. Like, they're almost cheating on you in every context.
It's contextual again. But all of these are contextual.
Here's 7 red flags. Also, like, don't listen to them that much.
Yeah.
Like, you know, really depends.
They don't matter that much.
Just completely undermine everything that we're talking about.
Pretty much. Okay, number 4. I have, she doesn't provide clarity. With this one, I said basically if a girl is leading someone on or has led people on a lot in the past, she doesn't really know how to say, like, no in firm and clear language. That's a little bit of a red flag because like you want someone who will communicate clearly with you even if it's a difficult thing to communicate. Like within marriage we've had to have like some hard conversations and it's very tempting to just want to avoid them or dance around what you're actually trying to say. So, I don't know, if you're dating and, like, you can't say no to someone, then, like, that's something you need to work on. And that's something I had to work on, too. I was really bad at that.
You're just like, I'm a walking red flag. So, anyway.
These are literally all, like, things that I did. So, I feel like I say them from, like, a place of, like, I did this. I sucked. I don't know. But I just struggled to say no because I didn't want to hurt their feelings, and then I didn't want to like ruin a friendship. So then I was like, I'm just not gonna like say anything. I'm gonna hope they don't ask me out or something. And then I don't know. I was not clear, and I wish I was. And I think it shows a lack of maturity from me during that time when I wasn't clear. So yeah.
Yup. Yeah, I don't feel like I have really much to add on to that. I think this is one of those things where, I don't know, you may witness someone do this, and if someone ever asked you, like, do you think that person is mature? And you say no, this would be like one of those, I don't know, subconscious things that makes you feel like someone's not very mature, even if you weren't really able to, like, specifically point it out.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I want to say it kind of goes under the radar to a certain extent.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a good point. Yeah. Just leading people on. It's easy to do. It's uncomfortable to do the opposite, but
Yeah. It kind of just reminds me, it's like, I mean, overall, it's just not a good idea to get into a relationship when you're just not mature. And, like, that's going to be a different age for literally every single person.
yeah.
Generally, 21, 25-ish is always, like, the general guideline, which we did not adhere to in the slightest.
Then we're out here like we got married at
Yeah.
19 and 20 and we were not mature.
I mean, yeah, we weren't, like, I would say we were more mature than most at our age.
Yeah, but
Obviously,
still had some things to work on for sure. And still do. And will always.
Yeah. But I mean, no one's ever going to be perfect for a relationship and just absolutely ready, and everything will be fine and dandy without any issues. So,
Yeah.
what's this one? Oh, it's contextual or something.
Oh my goodness. Every single one of these. Take it with a grain of
Number
salt.
6, she thinks everything is contextual.
Oh, that's good. Okay, number 5. She is intentionally immodest. This is a huge subject to tackle. I will try to tackle it briefly. So you have on one hand, one side of the coin, modesty and the responsibility to be modest on women. And I do believe if it is from a place of love and not control, modesty is something that women are still called to prioritize, and they're still called to dress modestly. But that does not mean that if a girl is immodest, a guy does not have the choice. He's just lustful. He can't control himself. If he sees her, there's nothing he can do. I hate that. Like, the guy still has the choice, and modesty among women does not control them. Like, I think I've seen in Christian communities it be like the pressure is put a lot on the women to be modest and control the issue of lust. It's not our problem. Like, it's the guys that still have the control. It's like, in the same way that if I wear a very immodest outfit, I'm not holding a gun to a guy's head and forcing him to lust after me. But at the same time, if I'm wearing a modest outfit, I'm not forcing the guys to not lust after me either. There's no control. Like, women have no control over that. So I want to emphasize that. That's something I have learned a lot more in the last couple of years, and I don't think I did a very good job of talking about this. And when I originally published this article, I was just very like, women should be modest. That's it. Anyway, if you're modest, guys won't lust. That's how it works, and it's not how it works. So, but at the same time.
Hey, that's inappropriate.
But.
Whoa.
But if you are not being modest from a place of control, you are rather being modest because you love the men in your life and you want to set them up for success and not put them in a tempting place, that's what we're called to. So it's like, we're not called to control them. We're called to set them up for success and honor them the best we can. And if that looks like dressing a little bit more modest, then that's what we should do. But, like, again, it is not the woman's problem. Lust is not the woman's problem. I firmly believe that. And I hate that so much responsibility is put on women in that issue. Anyway, do you have anything to add? I kind of just yapped there. I'm passionate about this one.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a little bit of a, I don't know, and maybe more of a nuanced thing to say. It's like, it's not just the woman. It's, there is definitely a responsibility for the man in those situations. But definitely don't take it to the extent where it's like, man, I could just be walking out in public with whatever I want, and like,
Yeah.
if people start listening for me, dang it, it's their fault, and they need to work on themselves, and blah blah blah. It's like,
Yeah.
balance here, like,
It's still their fault, but you should not be wearing immodest clothing. Like, you shouldn't do that.
yeah, I would say like there's obviously still a fault in a man's heart if that happens,
Yeah,
but
100%.
at the same time, I don't know, just the word that's coming to mind is just unnecessary. Like, why would you do that?
Yeah.
Don't.
Well, I mean, from a woman perspective, like, you do it because it feels good. You get attention. Like, you get positive validations. It's like, duh. Of course you would want to do that.
Man, when that 65-year-old man from the gym catcalls me,
Oh my God.
so yes, makes you feel so much better.
Yeah. Well, and the other issue
The
is
true
like,
attention that you get.
right. The other issue is that, like, the definition of modest has changed through culture. So it's really difficult to define. Like, the outfit I'm wearing right now, a t-shirt and pants, 100 years ago, that would be immodest. But it's about as modest as you can wear right now. So it's just like, it's, oh my goodness.
I saw her shoulders.
It's just like, it's difficult to define. I don't think can get into that yet. I don't feel qualified to get into, like, what is modesty? I don't feel like I'm qualified to say that, but I don't know. I have my own personal convictions about what in my wardrobe is modest, what for me is modest, and I think it's your own conviction with God, it's your own conversation with him, it's your own, like, decision. So, like, go to scripture for that and then decide for yourself what is modest, what you believe, what you're convicted is modest. That's my best advice for that. But, like, what I do is, like, I don't know. There are just some things that are off limits, like crop tops and leggings at the same time. And, like, I feel like I need to wear shorts with my swimsuit sometimes. Those are just, like, my own weird personal things, but
When in doubt, just ask someone that you can trust.
yeah.
And have a good judgment in those situations, and get their honest feedback.
Yeah. Actually, a really insightful question I asked Nathan a while back was, like, I asked him, when we were dating, what was the most, in your opinion, like, inappropriate outfit that I wore when we were dating? And do you remember how you responded?
I don't know what you're going for, so no.
Oh, no, you don't remember? So you said, like, leggings.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. But, like, without much, like, covering my butt. And so that, like, was insightful to me as, like, oh, when we have kids one day, that's something I'm going to be looking out for. Like, I don't want my daughters wearing that if that. And I wasn't really aware of it at the time, but I don't know. That was just insightful.
I don't know. But then in the future, like, our kids are going to be like, why does mom not allow us to wear this? Like, no one thinks that's attractive. So you never know.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's why I say, like, ask someone you can trust in the moment, in the current context.
Yeah.
I would say be careful in, like, carrying over that endlessly and thinking that it applies to everyone.
Sure, yeah.
I'm sure there's some people who, like, no.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
Well, and that's also the thing is, like, everyone is attracted to different things, and you really can't, again, if you're viewing it as, like, a controlling thing, you could literally wear, like, the thickest, longest dress, the longest sweater, and some guys would still lust after you. Like, you cannot control.
It's the lustful eyes. It's just...
Yeah, it's just, like, everyone has a different threshold, so you decide what is modest to you from the scripture you read and what you feel convicted on, and you can't control other people.
Yeah.
I think that's a good way of summarizing it. Yeah. Anyway, that was a long one. 2 more. Okay, so number 6, I have red flag, She likes you for what you do, not who you are. This one's like, obviously, duh. But what I wrote down was like, I think I see this in like middle school relationships or high school relationships where it's like, I love that we go to the dance together. I love that he compliments me. I love that he takes me on dates or something like that. You know, I've heard that from younger people, and that is what he's doing. But then you ask them like, but what do you like about him? And they'll be like, he's blonde, he has good muscles. Like, there's not a single thing that mentioned about his personality. And so just, I think when you're dating, look for someone who is most attracted and loves the most your personality over everything else, you know? I don't know. It's kind of like straightforward. But
Yeah. I don't know if I have much to add to that. I mean, it's just
yeah.
lack of maturity. Kind of has a bell curve. I feel like bell curve. It's like, I don't know if that's the right word. It's gonna say it's like it's worse. I feel like in a high school-ish time frame, and then it gets better. But then like in older, not really older adults, but you know, well into being an adult, that's where like I feel like that comes back. People are like, what do you do?
True. Like, how much money do you make?
You know.
How can you provide for me? What house do you have? What job do you have?
Mm-hmm.
That's actually fair. I didn't really think about that. Yeah.
Is bell curve the right word?
Yeah, it is.
Like,
Like a bell curve. Except it would be like an opposite bell curve.
Oh, so it's not a bell curve.
It would be, what's the opposite of a bell? I don't know. But it makes sense.
I guess bell curve would just be like,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Huh.
So like the opposite of that. But no, yeah.
The indentation from a bell.
Yes. The negative space around the bell. Yeah, I think I see that a lot. It's funny because like I'm such a sucker for like trashy shows like Love is Blind and like The Bachelor, and it's like obviously there's red flags happening there, but
Show itself is a red flag.
yeah, the show itself is a red flag. But I see that a lot when they're asking questions about each other. It's like, I mean, they're getting to know each other, so it's normal to ask like, what do you do? But the focus of the conversation a lot of the time is like, how good are you in bed? How much money do you have? What kind of car do you drive? It's like, awesome. It's super deep.
Yet she's addicted to it.
I know, it's so good. I'm not saying that you should get any relationship advice from that, but
No.
but if you're bored, it's a good show. I gotta tell you. It's my guilty pleasure. What can I say? What can I say? Okay, last one. I saved the most important one for last. The red flag is she isn't in love with Jesus first. I think, honestly, I was not ready, like, for any relationship, much less meet Nathan, until I was, like, very secure in my relationship with God. And it's the same for men, too. Like, when you get married, you run the risk of idolizing your spouse, and it's something I've struggled with before. Like, they're your number one person, and so it's very easy to all of a sudden make them like your number one for everything. Go to them for everything. But if you have the foundation of being in love with Jesus first, who is the only one who can like actually fill the cracks in your heart, like fill what you really need, then you're set. You're ready for a relationship, because the love of a spouse and the love of a boyfriend it's never gonna fill, or a girlfriend. It's never gonna fill. Like, it's great and it's an amazing thing, but it's never going to. It's not what you need, you know.
Comes down to who's your God.
Yeah.
If your God is the relationship, it's gonna fail. If your God is some sort of earthly pleasure, it's gonna fail.
Mm-hmm.
You know. It's just getting that figured out and having emotional and spiritual maturity is obviously very important. That kind of like covers all of these. Be
Honestly.
spiritually and emotionally like mature, secure, and you're gonna be well off.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, like, this happened to me before in our marriage, but when you idolize your spouse or your boyfriend or your girlfriend or whatever, you idolize your significant other. As soon as they make a mistake, it is the end of the world because you thought like they were there, you're a god. They're not supposed to make mistakes. They're supposed to always have your back. They're supposed to always be there for you, always love you, never forsake you. But they can't do that. Only God can do that. And your heart is hungry for that. So when you put that responsibility on your spouse, all of a sudden they can't make mistakes. There's so much pressure put on them. And when they do make a mistake, it is devastating to your relationship rather than something you work through together. But flip the script, and if God is the one who loves you and never forsakes you, never lets you down, never makes a mistake, then when your spouse makes a mistake, you have someone right there next to you who can deal with it together with you. God is with you in it. It's like you're able to forgive them easier because you were forgiven. You're able to love them better because you're loved unconditionally. You're able to be on the same team rather than be against each other. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, got me fired up.
Yeah, it's a lot.
That's a lot. But yeah, those are the seven red flags or whatever. The ones that I thought were most important. Again, they're all contextual. But I think I find it helpful, even in marriage to this day, to just introspect, think about the things in my life that I should be working on in myself. And, you know, if you're dating, like look for these things in the person you're looking for. We talked about red flags today, but on the flip side, you reverse any of them and they're green flags, like the opposite of them. So it's like, look for that when you're looking for someone. Yeah, I don't know. You want to add anything?
No, I don't think so. I think we kind of covered it all.
Yeah.
Single-handedly. Just a strong, independent woman.
Sorry, I really got sucked in there at the end.
No, it's good.
Yeah, I don't know. Thanks for joining us today. If you guys like this, we have the red flags for guys and then also the 2 green flags for the girls and the guys later on. So, I don't know. Let me know if you want us to tackle that too. It's kind of fun to talk about. It's something I was really passionate about before. So, yeah, just let us know.
Yeah.
We will see you next Saturday. I hope you have an amazing day. Eat some pancakes. Smell some flowers. What's another great Saturday thing? Sleep in, hopefully.
Yes. Before your animal wakes you up.
Snuggle a creature. Any kind of creature. If you don't have a creature, snuggle a squirrel.
Yeah, find the trash panda. Snuggle that.
Trash panda. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Super advisable.
Mm-hmm. Very advisable. That if you take nothing away from this today, I want you to know it's completely safe and good to snuggle a raccoon.
Yes, and rabies only has 100% mortality rate.
Yeah, only. Reminds me of The Office.
Yeah.
The run for rabies. Oh, that's so funny.
It's like almost completely eradicated.
3 people in the U.S. every year. It's going to be you. You're going to be one of the 3 people.
Only you can prevent rabies.
Okay, well, we love you guys. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye.
Bye.